My name is Uncle Gooey. It's bedtime stories again. Scared little friend, bullet comment. Don't be afraid to clasp your eyes. Strange Talk Society. Include fan contributions. Creepy horror experience. The following is told in the first person. Remember not to watch it alone at night. Kill a plowing bird. You can never really understand someone unless you put on his shoes. Follow the path he has walked. You feel sad even passing by. So when someone tells you they've been dreaming of an impending disaster, would you choose to believe him? Rain Dream, Uncle Gooey. I have a few personal experiences. I want to talk about what I experienced with my classmates. The first is my personal experience. It was May to June last year, right? Well, once last year. There should be an earthquake of magnitude 6.0. I slept alone in my room at noon that day. My husband is playing with the two children in the living room. I had a dream. In my dream, my husband and children were playing in the living room. I'll go to the living room to find them. Then I felt the shaking of the earthquake. Then look out the window at the building. Collapsed. In an instant, I woke up with a fright. When I woke up, I went to the living room to find them. At that time, my husband was doing swiping short videos. I just got the video of the previous Wenchuan earthquake, and it wasn't long after that. We really started to have earthquakes, unlike in the dream. The building outside the window did not collapse. We were horrified. He quickly hid in the small room, because it's safer to bunk up and down in a small room. When it's a little stable, we'll go downstairs quickly. I'll tell my husband when I get over it. I would dream about it in my nap. This is very similar to what happened. I'm also a little worried because of this fish dream. Never dared to go home. So we went to the market. I didn't go home to cook until evening. While cooking, husband and children are in the living room. I am the only woman in our family. But suddenly, I heard a woman's voice. It's an earthquake. I was taken aback, and then it really started. This personal experience makes my index finger feel cold on my back today. Later, I also checked on my phone during the time period when I sleep and dream. No information on earthquakes. It is also not within the scope of earthquake early warning time. That is to say, it can't be that the earthquake happened when I was dreaming, caused me to have this dream again, but really had this advanced dream first. In real life, earthquakes followed. It came true. I can't figure it out. Of course, there are a lot of weird things in real life. For example, the following is the experience of my classmate. Or did it happen at a college in Fuzhou City, Fujian Province, School of Software Engineering. I lived in the 715 dormitory in the living area at that time. And this experience is the 714 dormitory. Xiaoyi's experience. Living quarters don't look like apartment buildings. The difference with an apartment building is, the toilet in our living area is a public toilet. There are 2 on each floor. The pattern inside is like that. When you enter, a large compartment is in the sink. The other one is a bathroom. There are 2 rows of toilets, one by one, the kind without a door. One morning, small art enterprises go to the bathroom. I feel it when I go in. In the row of pits opposite, someone is going to the toilet. Then the man went out first. Then Xiaoji also went out. Before Xiaoji returned to the dormitory, I saw a man standing in front of my dormitory. This person has very long hair. Xiaoyi turned around reflexively. They looked at each other. As a result, the other party was originally looking straight ahead. He slowly turned around and glanced at Xiaoyi. He's very mechanical when he twists his neck. One card, and pale. Xiao Yi almost fainted from fright. Xiao Yi quickly hid in the dormitory, locked the door in a hurry. Xiao Ji, who didn't give up the next day, go find him in the dormitory one by one. I want to check it out. Is there a girl with such long hair? The result is no. And then Yi got sick. I also went home for more than half a month. When he comes back, he was covered with gold. It is said that after he went back, Mom, find someone to do the math, said it was something unclean. The result is, thereafter, Xiao Yi and I specifically inquired about the school. I later learned that, a long time ago, when the school was still a rock, at the door of our dormitory, a girl jumped off a building. Sometimes I try to convince myself these are all illusions, but I doubt if it's my own paranormal physique. That's what's happened to me. I can always hear some very strange sounds. This is 2014. I just gave birth to my oldest son in August. Because in-laws don't have time. My parents happen to be retired too. So my parents took care of my confinement. I don't know the customs on everyone's side. On our side of food, it is necessary to eat chicken during confinement. One a day. And if there are chickens at home, it is convenient to kill them and eat them. So I went to my husband's hometown. His hometown is on the outskirts of Fuzhou. It's a 3-story private house. Usually no one lives. It was about one night when I went back for about 5 days. My parents went downstairs to the kitchen to get me some snacks. Just me and my son in the room upstairs. Suddenly, I heard a woman's laughter. That laugh is very unfamiliar. Hee smile. But the building next to it belongs to my husband's uncle's house. Usually I can't hold back. And this voice is obviously not my parents. That voice. It's like they're up high in the room. The smile disappeared. Then I waited until my parents went upstairs. At night, I didn't dare to say. When I talked to my mom the next day, he mentioned it. They were downstairs yesterday in this induction cooker. Can't open it. Later had to. It was treated with an old-fashioned wood stove. Sudden failure of kitchen equipment, and the laughter of women who don't exist. Is there any connection? I don't know. The human brain, every day is stimulated by a variety of sounds. Sometimes it's music. Relieve your emotions while doing homework. Used to help sleep when sleeping. Used to drive excitement when exercising. Human audible sound frequencies. The range is 20,000 hertz. Sometimes, the brain also picks up inaudible sounds, and these voices can also manipulate humans. Ghost Lord. This is a weird thing that happened to me. I am a girl. I am very bad for my health. I was always sick as a child. And by my side, it is always accompanied by something really weird is going on. It happened when I was a kid. It was my grandmother who told me when I was a little older. Grandma's house is in the northeast, a small rural village in Zhu. At that time, when I was 5 or 6 years old, it was summer, just with my aunt, cousin, mom. The 4 of us are going back to our hometown to see Grandma, and the grandchildren in my family are all boys. Just me, a girl. This also led to my grandma and grandpa spoiling me very much. Every time I go back, Grandma wants to drag me into every house, let people praise me. There was a crossroads in the village. Go straight to the right along the intersection. About 20 minutes. It's a mass grave. That crossroads is the only way in the village. Grandma is just like usual. Take me to the door. I had a little fever that day. Grandma hugged me and held my brother. Passing that intersection, I was supposed to turn left. Inexplicably jumped out of Grandma's arms. Keep going right? No matter what Grandma and brother call it, I don't care. Grandma and brother are chasing after. No matter how you catch up, you can't catch up with me. This is only 5 or 6-year-old children. Grandma was very worried, afraid that something would happen to me. Just call Grandpa to help. I walked for about half an hour. I crawled into the mass grave, went to a grave that no one worshipped, fell down all at once. Then the master finally came in and found me, cursing, "Pick it up and I'll go home." Until this. Mom and aunt are also in a hurry. Rushed back from a relative's house, and I had a really high fever. He was talking nonsense. Mom was an atheist. Take me to take medicine and injections for 3 or 4 days. In the end, I really can't pee. Grandma did something that the older generation did, burning paper money on the side of the road. What water did you give me to drink again? It won't burn for a while. Okay, me, in the future, there is no memory of this at all. I only vaguely remember that I had been sleeping, dreaming of many people. Can't remember. Finally, my grandmother and the others told me, a long time ago, there was a man who drank too much, died at that intersection. Since then, as long as it is a person who is not in good health, will be like me, will inexplicably enter the mass grave. The first 2 years, another alcoholic comes home by himself in the middle of the night. He went to the mass grave. He never came out. The next day, people in the village found him, dead inside, and I still can't think about it. If no one comes looking for me, did I die in there too? I was just knocking on the door. Door in oracle bone inscription. The word bone is like 2 doors, as the name suggests. It's the shelter of the entrance and exit of the house. In Chinese myths and legends, after death, one must go to the 5th underworld, drink mengbo soup for the good, forget everything, like 6 cycles of reincarnation. Only the wicked entered the 18th hell. Enough is enough. The leaf power undead dissipates. Only then can you be spoiled into reincarnation, and the shadow of the underworld is broken. It is to travel between the yin and yang worlds, through the gate of hell. But guys, have you ever considered knocking on the door in the middle of the night? Who could it be? Door of one solution. This happened around February this year. We went to school in a tourist city. Request to return to school on the 25th. We will arrive on the 23rd. The 3 of us are going to drink at the hotel. But A arrived on the 22nd. B and I arrived on the 23rd. I spent the night in that hotel. Wait until we arrive. Just tell us. Looks like someone banged on the door at night. At first, we were going to go back to the dormitory after a drink. But seeing him like this, I decided to stay and open another room. And the receptionist was a little weird. Obviously so many rooms. But give me why. 2 people opened a room at the end of the corridor. I just opened the door and saw that the bed was still facing the mirror. We live on the 3rd floor, alive on the 2nd floor. We'll go downstairs to accompany him. As a result, while we were drinking, I did hear someone banging on the door. And me, the boldest of the 3, just hit the gall, ran to open the door, but there's no one outside the door at all, and the sound came out about 2 or 3 times. It was almost 12 o'clock at night. There's the knock on the door again. I didn't open it. I dare not send it out. The sound pricks up the ears, here outside the door. There was the sound of dripping water while walking. I'm a paranormal enthusiast myself. I always feel like banging on the door is kind of weird. Just called someone I knew. I made a dozen calls in a row. No one answered. It's too late. What about these people I called? I was still sending moments just now. Why did it take a few minutes? Don't answer my calls. Hey, I drank too much later. Went to a toilet. When he came back, he told us. Said it was in the toilet. He heard the cries of women and the laughter of children. But why didn't I hear these voices at all? I don't know if he drank too much. This nonsense. By him. Why am I even a little scared? Just called the front desk. I want the girl at the front desk to take a look at the surveillance. Who knocked on the door? Not long ago. Front desk called. He told us. Said there was no suspicious person in the corridor at all. Not to mention the big noise like banging on the door. What's more, if it's a knock on the door, other hosts and guests will definitely make comments. Call to complain, but the lady at the front desk said, except for this call from us, there are no other complaint calls. Could this be a prank? Or provoke those unclean things? So, today's story. Does it remind you of any horror? End of current period. Favorite friends are welcome to subscribe. If you also have something that you can't explain, even creepy experiences, welcome to contribute to Laurel. See you next time.